was in that.
So be sure to check out more on Uncharted 2 in the Sony booth. Thanks, Jack.
How cool was that? I think you'll all agree Uncharted 2 is one of the best-looking games we've ever seen. Oftentimes you hear us talk about only on PlayStation. It's not just a quantitative statement. More often than not, it's a qualitative one. It means only possible on PlayStation. That's a theme you'll hear us talk a lot about today. I'm excited about this next game, not just for one reason, but for 256 reasons. We introduced MAG on this stage to a lot of fanfare last year, and today we'd like to show you the first public unveiling of live gameplay. Here to show you this massive game is Andy Bodwin of Zipper Interactive. Andy?
So it was about a year ago that I had the opportunity to tell you about the latest game we were working on in Zipper Interactive. That game is MAG, a new first-person shooter that pits 256 players against each other on the field of battle. Well, here we are. It's a year later, and I'm pleased to be here again, this time with 8 other members of the Zipper team. Not just to talk about MAG, but to show you a live 256-player MAG battle. So now, before we start, I want to remind you that every action you're about to see or hear, from the distant chatter of a machine gun being fired by a developer in Seattle, to an airstrike called in by a tester in San Diego, has been triggered by a real player. Now, the battle you're about to watch is a Raven assault on a Sever fuel depot. CJ Heine, MAG's lead level designer, is acting as our squad leader today. Now, if we take a look at CJ's command network interface, you can get a feel of the scale of this battle. CJ's squad of 8, along with other 3 squads in his platoon, must punch through a line of enemy bunkers, secure a forward landing zone, and push forward to the heart of the enemy facility. Now, if we pull back just a bit, you can see that his squad isn't alone. His platoon is one of 4 that make up the Raven company assaulting this base. Now, each blue dot you see is a live player participating in the battle right now. But remember that for each blue dot you see, there's also a red enemy, most of whom are currently undetected. So to start his assault, CJ is going to use one of his squad leader command abilities to call in a recon UAV to scout out those enemy locations.
UAV inbound and on target.
Now, unfortunately, the enemy has an anti-aircraft battery that's up and running, and it's going to shoot down his airstrike as it comes in. So he's going to have to go in with a little bit less information than he hoped and go from there. So these are all the squad members we see on screen that are up here on the stage today. They're going to move out. CJ is going to assign the first objective to his team, which is to assault a bunker. This bunker serves as a forward spawn for the enemy, so if they can destroy it, they'll manage to push the defenders back farther into the heart of the base. So there's the bunker in front of us. Now, as we assault, we're going to switch over and take a look at the platoon leader perspective for Ben Jones. Now, these bunkers are very challenging targets. They have to go in, plant a charge at the base of it. They can attack the turret on top from distance, but if they have to get in close to plant the charge and defend that charge for a period of time while the defenders try to defuse it. There you can see now, as the actions he's taking, because this objective has been assigned to the squad, he's going to get bonus points for every action he takes. So now that they've managed to destroy that bunker, it's going to push all the defenders back farther into the heart of the base. His team's going to move up, plant charges once again on that anti-aircraft battery that was causing him so much trouble earlier, and defend that. Now, taking care of this will do a couple of things, give a couple of advantages to his team. First and foremost, it will allow the commanders to call in airstrikes as they battle, but it's also going to secure this as a forward spawn point for his team, which we'll see in a moment here. You can hear that air raid siren, lets everybody in the battle, no matter which platoon they're in, know that the attackers in this area have secured that forward spawn. And now we have helicopters coming in, which serve as the forward deployment point for his team. So if anybody in his squad dies from this point forward, they will respawn those helicopters and be able to push forward. And they're also very powerful at securing this landing zone. They're all equipped with miniguns, once again, all commanded by real players. So now that they've managed to secure this forward landing zone, CJ is going to use another one of his command abilities. He tried to call in a UAV earlier, but now he's going to use an airstrike. He's going to call in a cluster bomb to clear the enemy off this wall and secure the point so his team can push forward and hit the heart of this facility. So obviously, devastating strike. It's cleared the enemy off this position. Now his team has a few moments before the enemies respawn, secure that wall again. So they're going to push in and set a foothold to push into the heart of the base where they'll link up with all 4 platoons for the final assault on this objective. Now, I do hope you all were taking notes because we're going to have this game running live on the show floor for the next 3 days with full 256 players. Come down there, pick up a control, and join the battle. I look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Andy. I know we're looking forward to MAG making its debut on PlayStation 3 this fall. So let's go. So let's go from massively multiplayer console gaming to our portable platform. When the PSP first came out 5 years ago, it was designed for portability and multimedia consumption. Over time, it became slimmer and lighter with a better LCD screen, and our content and services have continued to improve with it. We've added everything from applications like Skype and internet radio to nearly 400 PSP titles in North America alone, including many of the industry's most storied franchises. PlayStation Portable features blockbuster titles like Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII, Star Wars Battlefront Renegade Squadron, Madden NFL 09, and of course, God of War Chains of Olympus. For gamers looking for a richer, deeper, and more engaging portable experience, the PSP has no equal. And last year, 15 million people came to the same conclusion, pushing our global install base to more than 50 million units. Over the past 2 years, much of that growth has been fueled by content offerings we've bundled with PSP, and this year will be no different. At Destination PlayStation, we announced a variety of entertainment packs for PSP, including bundles with Rock Band Unplugged coming out next week. The City of Final Fantasy will be launching on August 25th, and we follow that up with Assassin's Creed Bloodlines coming out on November 10th. We also outlined some of our plans to expand PSP to reach to a younger, more diverse demographic and further appeal to teen and tween girls. For starters, we're working with Disney to launch a Hannah Montana bundle, compete with a lilac-colored PSP this July. Just sold a few right there. That's awesome. We're bringing a host of other content to PSP for this audience later this year, including Pets, Loco Roco 2, Patapon 2, and Rock Band. Not to mention a lot of great movie and TV content from partners like Disney and Nickelodeon. Not only do we have something for everyone from a content perspective, but when paired with PlayStation 3, PSP is in a class all its own, and it's a true game changer for the industry. To tell you more about this vision, I'd like to introduce the president of Sony's Network Products and Services Group and the president and CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment, Kaz Hirai.
Thanks, Jack. I'm really excited to be back here on stage here at E3. I was part of the crowd last year, but I couldn't resist the temptation to be back on stage this year again. So it's a pleasure to be back on stage. So PlayStation grew from infancy to adolescence in the very heart of the digital era. And PlayStation's evolution is tracked precisely with, and obviously in many cases, helped lead the increasing comfort consumers have with digital technology. And 2 years ago, we sought to understand more about how consumers were using that digital technology. So naturally, we went on the road, visiting with publishers, developers, and gamers to ask how we could make the PSP better. And this feedback actually went right back to our engineering team and led to changes in the design and the features of the PSP. So it's my pleasure today to officially introduce the next step in the evolution of the PlayStation Portable. For those who live a more digital lifestyle, who are downloading content across the network, who no longer need or desire tangible media like UMDs, CDs, or DVDs in their homes or backpacks or in their briefcases. And I have it right here in my pocket. Here it is. We actually have a couple of names for this beautiful little device. First, we call it the worst-kept secret of E3. And we call it PSP Go. PSP Go represents a new evolution of PSP, specifically designed for the digital lifestyle. And let me be very clear, the PSP Go will not replace the PSP 3000 or the UMD. And we will continue to support and market the PSP 3000 alongside the PSP Go. For users of digital content, it represents an object of desire as well as an object of functionality. It's got a great screen, the same great operating system, integrated Wi-Fi, and plays the same terrific games. But its size is really built for the digital consumer. In fact, the PSP Go is actually more than 50% smaller and 40% lighter than the original PSP 1000. So the PSP Go is designed for the digital lifestyle, offering 16 gigabytes of internal flash memory to store plenty of games, videos, music, and of course your photos. And you'll be able to download games and movies and other content from the free PlayStation Network using the PSP Go's built-in Wi-Fi. And as you can see, the PSP Go also has a slide-out feature for the controls, integrated Bluetooth technology, and a new memory stick micromedia port, also known as M2, for adding even more